Hey guys, today we're going to do the history of cells. We didn't have school yesterday, and tomorrow we're going to finish up those cell notes that we didn't do yet. So for now, go on ahead and click on History of Cells. It's a little reading comprehension. So this is what it looks like. It says one question. It's actually a matching. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to read this, and then we are going to answer those questions about who made each discovery. So the discovery of cells was made possible by the development of the microscope in the 17th century. In 1665, the English scientist Robert Hooke used a microscope to examine a thin slice of cork. Hooke described it as consisting of a great little many boxes. These little boxes reminded him of cubicles or cells in which monks lived, so he called them cells. A lot of people back then lived in monasteries. We'll talk about Gregor Mendel, and he also came from a monastery. What Hooke had observed were actually the remains of dead plant cells. The first person to observe living cells was a Dutch trader Antoine van Leeuwenhoek. Although van Leeuwenhoek's microscope was rather simple, in 1673 it was powerful enough for him to view the world of microscopic organisms which had never been seen before. About 150 years passed before scientists began to organize the observations begun by Hooke and van Leeuwenhoek into a unified theory known as the cell theory. This theory has three parts. All living things are composed of one or more cells. Cells are the basic units of structure and function in an organism, and cells come only from the reproduction of existing cells. Early evidence for the cell theory was provided by German scientists. In 1838, the botanist Matthias Schleiden concluded that all plants are composed of cells. A year later, the zoologist Theodor Schwann came to the same conclusion about animals. In 1855, Rudolf Virchow, a physician who had been studying how disease affects living things, reasoned that cells only come from other cells. Over the years, modern scientists have gathered much additional evidence that strongly supports the cell theory. So Robert Hooke, let's see, did he say that animals are composed of cells, observed the remains of dead plant cells, cells come from other cells? He was the first guy, and he just observed that they were the remains of dead plant cells. Now van Leeuwenhoek came in here, and he discovered the microscopic organisms. Let's see, I'm going to skip Matthias Schleiden. Theodor Schwann, he was the animal guy because Schwann sounds like swan. I wish that they took those answers out after I picked one. Virchow. Cells come from other living cells, and so we only have one left. We used that one, we used that one. He did the plants one. Alrighty, well that's it. So if you watch this video, you should get a 5 out of 5 on that assignment. Alrighty guys, I will talk to you tomorrow.